Hi guys, welcome back to our channel, and I'm so happy to get a new guest in our channel. And maybe just to let you know that during the double minting event, and actually it's still ongoing now, they had extended the event mainly because of these network issues. So if you will see this video today, you still have roughly one more day to to chase that double mint. And we have today on board a very lucky double rare minter himself, and we want to find out what's is there a formula, is there something that we can also do to duplicate that luck. So without further ado, can you please introduce yourself just quickly, where you are, how did you discover Stepn, why did you come into Stepn, and everything.
Yeah. Hey guys. I go by Zudi. I'm a musician. I've been in Solana since about August. At this point, August of last year. I started Stepin a month ago,
Mhm.
and yeah, as Kikapi. Is that how it's
Yes, that's
pronounced?
right. Yep.
Cool, cool. Yeah. Well, thanks for having me on your channel. But as you introduced, I was able to mint twin rare sneakers. Um, Actually, before I did that yesterday, I had even greater stroke of luck a couple weeks ago when I minted my first rare sneaker. But yeah, before I get ahead of myself and explain my journey with this all, yeah, just to give you a little bit more backstory. Um, the I've been in crypto since 2013, 2014, ever since I was in eighth or ninth grade. I'm 23 now, and I've just been jumping all over the place with crypto, just being an enthusiast and not really having the capital to capitalize on the opportunity that I saw. And with Stepin, something that I've actually related to some of my peers about is the fact that it's something tangible that is really something that's bridging the crypto world to the physical 3D world that we live in every day. And it's for me it's been um, somewhat of a new chapter in my crypto journey, discovering Stepin and in a way consolidating my efforts to step in, because with so much going on, with so much um, constant innovation, so many new projects dropping every day. It's really it's exhausting to try to keep up with everything. But as you know, some might call me like a whale and step in. Um, it gives me like a vantage point where I feel like I can um, be more conservative at this point, and yeah, I'm just really blessed, and I'm gonna do everything in my power to help the longevity of this project, like doing interviews like this. I was
Hmm.
even considering
Doing a
starting like
YouTube
a channel of
channel.
myself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yes.
So before we proceed, so you said you started a month ago. Can you let us
Mhm.
know how did you discover this? Second, how
Mhm.
many shoes did you start with? Did you start straight away with uncommon? And what are
Mhm.
the early strategies that you've implemented before you've come to this double rare minting result?
Yeah, those are great questions. So, I probably heard of Steppen initially at the end of last year. I might have just heard some murmurs about it on Solana Twitter.
Mhm.
Um, but a lot of people, including myself, were suffering from mint fatigue at that time during fall of last year, going into the winter. There was so many mints happening, and this was kind of after the phase where every single project that was dropping was pumping. It was kind of there was a noticeable fatigue in the space, and I kind of because of that, I kind of dropped out of the scene for a couple months, focused back on my music, on my own personal career. Um, and yeah, so around the end of March, it got back on my radar as just some people in discords that I participate in, particularly the Ghost Space Discord. I saw some people talking about Steppen, It's a great project you guys should all check out, especially if you guys are in Southeast Asia. There's a lot of Southeast Asian members there. Um, they were the people that really were telling me about how they have legitimate VC backing, and just how they've they they've demonstrated their ability to execute, and scale. And just opening the app for the first time, experiencing the UI like all of you have, sure, like putting my dad and various other friends on this project. Everybody is always impressed with the general design and the feel, the usability of the app. All of that obviously impressed me. But to your next question, how I started, my initial investment was with two common sneakers. I think I bought two trainers actually. I think I paid a bit above floor for them to get zero mint ones. I think I paid around 16 or 17 Solana each for them. With those, I minted my third common pretty much immediately. And this was kind of just testing the waters. This was making sure the payouts are really settled every minute. Just seeing if my phone is compatible with the GPS, any potential issues like that. So yeah, once I had that kind of faith in the project, that bit of trust from using it myself, I went ahead and bought an uncommon sneaker for 50 Solana.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, that's when my luck really started turning up. And just before I get into that and explain the rest of my story, I want to address real quick.
Mm,
You mentioned, like, is this something that other people can replicate, or like what's the secret sauce?
mm,
Um, I was lucky, right? I was lucky for sure, and in the things that I'm about to describe. But the way that I approached it was very mathematical, and uh, every decision that I made, I either like made an Excel spreadsheet and crunched the numbers for it,
mm-hmm.
or I had somewhat of an intuition that was born from years of playing MMORPGs
Mm, mm,
and games like this that are frankly very similar, that have player-driven economies,
mm,
right? And something that I joke around about in the Ghostface Discord is like a 2% odd, like 2%
yeah.
odds in a game
Yes.
like Maple Story
Mm,
is extremely high. Like that's something like 90% to me.
true.
So when
True.
so when other people see 2% is impossible,
Yeah.
I see that as like a matter of time in a way.
Mm,
Um, so there really is no secret sauce, but I'm gonna get a little bit abstract here,
mm,
but I think it's important for people to understand this.
mm,
You have to go into it not expecting like
anything.
minting an epic
Mm,
or minting a
mm,
rare or minting
mm,
twins. Like
mm,
every blessing that I received through this, it was going into it not expecting anything, and I truly believe that's the only reason that it was granted to me. Um,
so yeah, yeah,
so
sure.
yeah.
So let's go with that. So you have two trainer common, and then you mint that.
Mhm.
What did you get on the third shoes? Is it a trainer as well, common, or that's the
Yeah, I
first
was
uncommon?
lucky. I was lucky. I was lucky actually. So the shoe that I minted, you know how there's a 25% chance when you mint
Yes.
trainers together that you get another trainer.
Yeah.
The third shoe that I minted was another trainer. So what I did was once I bought that uncommon shoe,
Mm.
I sent that trainer to my dad.
Ah, okay.
Um,
So you're
yeah,
back to the three shoes. So what's your
exactly.
next minting after you have now one uncommon? Is that trainer as well? The uncommon or
The
rather?
uncommon was a jogger.
Ah, okay, okay.
The
So
uncommon was a
obviously you
jogger.
minted that jagger with the two one mint common, correct? Is that your fourth mint?
Yes, I believe so. So I think before I minted my rare sneaker,
Yes.
um, I actually did a couple more mints of common shoes in between them. I've done a lot of mints,
Mm,
and that's part of the reason why I've gotten this luck, right? Is because I've it's part of it is just like a volume game, like a numbers game, how many times you mint. And I was just lucky that my luck happened at the right time.
Mm-mm.
Um, so probably like I was probably also buying sneakers from the profits that I was earning
Mm,
walking,
mm,
as well as minting sneakers
mm.
that whole time. Somewhere around, probably right around the time I got to 9 energy,
Ah, okay.
around 2 weeks ago,
$15.
that's
Yep.
when I decided to mint my uncommon with one of my commons, and that's
Mm.
when my real like major stroke of luck happened. So minting a common with an uncommon, there's a 49% chance, I believe, of
Yes.
getting an uncommon shoebox,
Yes.
and from that shoebox, I opened a rare sneaker.
Whoa. Okay. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
so there's
That's
a
your
two
first
percent
year.
chance.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, so um,
Do
it's
you
been a
remember
it's been a
during
couple years.
do you remember the time like I don't know, I just want to know personally as well, and maybe some of the people who will watch this will maybe, I don't know, try to
Mhm,
imitate, but as you said, this is a numbers game, and
mhm.
as shown on the white paper, it was shown that it's 2% probability or 1%. Do you have a special technique, like do you do it at a certain like do you put the rare
Mhm.
uncommon first on the left and then common on the right, or
Yeah.
was it 5 mint
Ah,
already, or you just go as you like?
people have asked me that, specifically in the Stepn Discord. A bunch of people have asked me that.
Mm,
Um, every time that I've had a good mint personally, this is just completely, uh,
random.
you know, yeah. I really don't think this has any correlation. But every time I've had my more valuable shoe in the first slot, um, yeah, I genuinely don't believe it has an effect
Okay.
on the outcome, on the
Mm-mm.
outcome whatsoever. What I will tell you guys though, and this is a little like, I don't know if this will be considered alpha. This is like some discrete alpha, to be honest.
Mm,
But if you guys mint on a VPN, you might have better results. Because for me personally, all of my really good mints have been when I was connected to a certain country in Southeast Asia. I'm not going to disclose exactly what country, but uh, but yeah, that every time that.
just for those who doesn't know what VPN means in layman's term,
Mhm.
how do you
Uh-huh.
describe that to people? I don't know, maybe some will
Sure.
try, some will try.
Sure. Yeah, sure. So I personally use a VPN called ExpressVPN.
Mm,
All that is a tunneling service
mm,
where it takes your internet, your internet traffic, and it reroutes it through what's called a proxy.
mm,
So basically, it'll say I'm accessing the Stepn service from America. If I use the ExpressVPN service to send my traffic through
mm,
India, then the
mm,
Stepn servers will think that I'm accessing it from India. And this isn't at all against the terms of service. In fact, Stepn encourages you to use a VPN,
mm,
especially around issues relating to withdrawals or transfers. I've found personally that using a VPN is much more consistent for
mm,
myself.
mm.
Yeah, and that's just a little tip.
Sure. So at the moment, how many
Mhm.
shoes do you have now? Three rares and how many
In my
commons and uncommon?
account right now, I'm pretty mindful about not having sneakers in my account that are kind of just sitting there.
Mm-mm-mm.
So I'm sitting at 15, 16 sneakers right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had more than that, right? I've probably minted like, in terms of number of sneakers I've had come through my account,
Mm.
I'm probably up to maybe 30, 35 at this point, just in the past month. But I've been selling a bunch of them,
Yes.
and now I've set my dad up with 3 sneakers now. I'm
Mm-mm.
planning on giving him an uncommon.
Mm. So what's your
Um,
plan with your rare shoes? Because you have three at the moment. Are you selling
yeah,
them or going to use them
yeah,
or gift?
yeah, yeah. So I didn't actually quite finish my journey yet. So after I got that rare sneaker, I was obviously over the moon.
Yeah.
And probably a couple days immediately after that, I was a little bit hasty and I went ahead and minted that rare together with an uncommon. And
Ah,
I actually hit the draw. I hit the draw and got a rare shoebox.
yes.
I hit the 50%, thankfully,
Yes.
but life is a roller coaster ride, and
Yes.
when you get stuff like this, you can hit the lottery one day and have it taken away from you the next day. Um, I pulled that I pulled that rare sneaker box and immediately opened it, and it was an uncommon sneaker, so I lost several thousand dollars on
Yep. Yep.
opening that.
Yep.
Um, but I didn't let that discourage me, and
So you
uh,
mean to say even if it's a rare shoes, there's a possibility that the content is an uncommon,
mhm.
correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I
There's
see. I see.
around a 30%. Don't quote me on that. I think it's around 27,
Yeah.
somewhere
Yeah. Yep.
between 27 and
Sure.
33% chance to open to when you open a rare shoebox, you get an uncommon shoe out of it. So that happened to me. That was my first ever time that I had a rare shoebox. Remember, because my rare shoe came
First
out of
one.
an
Yep.
uncommon
Yep.
shoebox. That was the first time that I opened a rare shoe box, and it was a massive disappointment, right? It was an
Yep.
uncommon shoe. So now that I have minted together uh, that uncommon shoe that I got with my rare shoe, and
Mm.
I've gotten these twin blue shoe
Rare.
boxes
Yep.
out of it, I'm a little bit hesitant, honestly, to
To
open
open
them.
again. So until now,
At
it's not
least,
yet opened, correct?
yeah, they're
Uh,
still sitting in my account. To be honest, I'm going to wait at least a week or two before I make my decision to open
mm,
them or to sell them,
mm,
because I know due to the twin minting event,
mm.
the sneaker prices are kind of artificially, lower right
Change.
now.
Mm, mm,
Yeah, yeah. So I expect the rare shoe prices to recover a bit in the next week or two. So I'm personally, like, it's kind of a factor of it's a little bit of an emotional factor of the first time I opened the rare shoe box. I had an uncommon shoe come
trauma.
out,
You have a
and
trauma.
yeah, you
So
could say
now it's
so.
like you don't. Like now you don't know if you will rejoice because you have two rare, but at the back of your
Yeah,
mind because of the experience, you're like, I'm not 100% yet happy
yeah,
until I opened or I
exactly.
sell them.
Yeah, and that's kind of the game, right? I think there's probably very few people that don't open shoe boxes when they mint them. I think that's a pretty small minority, to be honest. I might be pulling things out of my rear,
Maybe
but if
because
you look
a
at the
lot of
stats,
people,
maybe
yeah, maybe
it's
because a
just
lot
kind of
of
like the natural human
true.
inclination to it's a curiosity, right? Like when I was telling people about my double rare mint, everybody was like, was like, yo, there's an
Congratulations.
epic
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, everybody was saying like, open it, there might be a rare in it, right? Um, but like, my background, apart from music, the past 4 or 5 years, I've been actually dabbling quite a bit in like sports betting, esports betting.
Mm,
So I have a little bit of like a gambler's intuition, and
mm.
a big part of that is knowing when to pull out, is
Okay.
knowing
Yep.
when to cash out,
Mm-hmm.
essentially. And not in the sense that I'm not going to keep reinvesting in Stepn. I'm gonna keep doing that for sure because I believe in the project, but more so just, I don't know if I'm gonna try my luck at another 2% to pull an epic out of a rare shoebox. When I've already
Mm-hmm.
hit the 1% to get my initial rare, and
Mm.
I've hit this crazy luck to hit this double rare again. It's just kind of, at this point, I might just take the profit.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to ask you next. What's the strategy that you want to implement now? Do you just want to,
Mm.
sell that and keep your nine energy and
Hmm.
just reminting after
Hmm.
you sell a shoes. So
Uh-huh.
I know it's a really big decision to either keep those two shoes as a shoebox and sell or
Uh-huh.
open. So obviously
Yeah.
I don't want to suggest as well because I don't want to get the blame like other people. Because it's
No, no, no,
easier.
no,
It's
no,
easy
not
when
at
you're
all.
not on that situation. Like just say, oh, open
Sure,
one and sell one. I don't know, but I
sure,
don't want to make. So what's
sure,
the
sure, sure.
strategy that you're planning at the moment?
Yeah, I'm happy to talk about that. And I think among Stepn users, I pride myself as somebody who thinks about the game quite a bit. Um, so what I'm doing right now is I have 16 energy. I have one rare, two uncommons, and 13 uncommons.
Okay.
Sometimes 14, sometimes 15, just based on how many shoes that I had been minting or how many I'm selling. So what I'm doing right now, and this is actually a strategy that I picked up from James' work in the Elite Chat and
Yep. Yep.
Stepn.
Yep.
So you guys are probably familiar if you guys have been playing the game for a while.
Mm.
You guys are familiar with 0-1 mint flipping.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
The
Yep.
Barn Dog has made a
Yep.
video about it. So James, were kind of I happened to see he was advising somebody else, but the idea is you do the 0-1 mint flip
Yep.
with two pairs of 0-1 shoes.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So you kind of, in a way, are bypassing the 48-hour cooldown on minting because you're able to mint every 24 hours
Yep. Yep.
because you have two pairs.
Yep.
So that's what I've been doing. It has been a little bit tricky for me because with a rarer shoe, my rare shoe that I minted actually has four efficiency gem slots.
Wow. Wow. That's really
Yeah,
massive.
yeah. So, like before Epics came out, I genuinely think that my shoe was probably one of the best,
In the
best shoes all
market.
around in the
Yeah.
game.
Mm.
Uh, Before Epics came out, that is, that's definitely not the case anymore. But it had like almost near the max of the range
Mm.
of Epics for stats.
Mm.
But what I was saying is I basically can't keep up with my daily GST earnings. My cap is too low.
Yep.
So this is another tip I'll tell you guys. This is
Mm.
actually like definitely a bit of an alpha drop for sure if you
Mm.
haven't thought of this already.
Mm.
If you run into a situation like mine where you are making too much GST for your daily GST cap, what you can do is you can buy a high level sneaker off of the marketplace, essentially renting it and just sell it back whenever your main sneaker is that same level or higher. And you really don't lose anything. You're kind of just making more money in the meantime. The analogy that I like to joke about is, here in the States, something something that I've done before. I don't know if I should be talking about this, to be honest, but something
Yeah.
that I've
Let
done
us know.
before.
Mm.
Sure. Something that I've done before is like you buy say a game console from Target or Best Buy,
Mm.
and
Mm.
because they have a return window of 30 days or 60
Oh,
days,
okay.
you can enjoy the console for like a month or two and just return it.
Return it. Yep.
So yeah, so that's exactly like the same thing that I'm doing with Stepn. I'm kind of just borrowing somebody's shoe and selling it back for what I got it for.
Mm.
Um, but I
I,
actually
th-
got really lucky.
mm.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
What
that's
were you
a
gonna say?
in Kmart or Kohl's, maybe it's not a good one,
Uh-huh.
but I think in Stepn you
Uh,
can do that. You can just sell, you
sure.
can buy, and then whenever you can dispose it, I think you can, because it's yours, and marketplace
Yeah,
is open, so you can just sell anytime whenever you need. Hopefully,
yeah,
someone will
yeah,
buy, especially if with a
yeah.
good stats you can easily sell.
Sure. If I'm gonna be completely honest, though, I think it is a little bit of an oversight in terms of, uh, I think it should be like your daily GST cap refreshes every day at 9 a.m. The same, you know how like your daily
Review.
GST cap,
Mm.
yeah, it refreshes every day. For me, it refreshes every day at 9
Mm.
a.m. It would be good if the actual like limit of it also updated at 9 a.m. because honestly, I feel like what I'm doing is a little bit of an exploit. The fact that I can borrow something for free and just
Mm.
make more money,
Mm.
I honestly think it is a little bit of an exploit. And um, you know, being the holder of one of the best shoes in the game, I
Mm.
I kind of have more liberty to say stuff like that, more liberty
Yep.
to say things like that are an exploit because I'm already up so much.
Yes, I
um,
know, I know. So
yeah.
do you have a exit strategy? Do you uh when was the last time you cash out, or you're still keep reinvesting, keep minting?
Um, I think yeah, I've been cashing out a little bit, just rotating into some other Solana projects.
Mm.
But honestly, for the most part, I've been consolidating a lot into Stepn.
Mm.
I don't know how familiar you are with Solana projects, but I
Mm.
had a bunch of D gods. I sold one of my D gods for 350 Solana, and I put that into minting, or I put some of that into minting these twin rares, and right before I did that, like the whole hour before that, I was about to spend that same Solana on buying
Mm.
OK Bears. but I'm
Yeah.
really glad I didn't buy
Sure.
OK Bears.
Sure.
Yeah,
So
no,
so.
I think for the time being, I'm gonna keep reinvesting in Solana.
Yep.
Right now, I'm making a good amount of GST per day, close to 300 GST per day.
Massive.
And as soon as they, yeah, I'm looking forward to. In the next couple of days, they should be releasing the ability to raise your GST cap with
Yes.
GMT.
True.
That's what I've been looking forward to for a while now, because that'll let me sell the high level sneaker that I've been,
Holding.
borrowing or renting.
Yep. Yep. Sure.
And not only that, but it'll let me, possibly make up to like 400 GST a day. Because
True.
yeah, if I put some really high level gems into my shoes, and then yeah, because it's a game and so many of these pieces are changing, it's hard for me to say like what my exit strategy is, because I intend to be a player. I
Mm.
intend to get my initial investment out, and then the rest of the house money I intend to play.
Mm.
I intend to be a
Mm.
player, and there's going to be a lot of things that even haven't been announced. I'm excited for renting. I'm very excited for renting. I'm very excited for the social fi aspect,
Mm.
where we'll be able to compete the marathon modes.
Mm.
And I think, me personally, my niche might just be like paying a lot to upgrade my personal account's gem upgrading
Mm.
probabilities,
Mm.
and I might just be like a gem upgrading whale or something. I don't
Sure,
know.
sure. Oh, speaking of gems, so on your best shoes, your main shoes that you're using now, is it
Yeah,
what level is it now? That's the number one question. Second,
yeah.
what are the sockets that are opened, and what level of gems are already in there for you to have that 300 GST daily earning
Mhm.
cap?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm quite hitting 300 yet. I think I'm just a little under there with 16 energy. I think
Mm,
if I had 20 energy, I would be definitely going over 300.
mm,
But my main gem, I would show it to you guys,
mm,
but it's I don't. If I did this on my phone, it might be easier. But
mm.
here, I don't know if how well it would show up if I did this.
Two four
Um,
efficiencies. Yep.
yeah.
And what
So
level? Level two, level three
yeah,
gems?
so all of them are level one actually, except I have
Okay.
one right here in the bottom right. I
Yep.
have I have
Level two.
I have a level three slotted. So
Okay. Yep. Yep.
yes, so I had two level twos.
Mm.
I was lucky enough to upgrade some of my level ones into a level two on my first try.
Oh wow, you're really
Yeah,
lucky. You're a lucky dude. Most of the people
I'm a
I
very
know who
lucky
failed.
person. Yeah, no, no, no. This wasn't my first upgrade ever. I've tried upgrading other gems before and I failed. But my
Mm,
first time doing the efficiency gems, I was lucky and I got it. But more importantly, when I actually upgraded my three level two efficiency gems into level three, and
wow.
I was so relieved when that
Mm-mm.
when it didn't break. You know how when
You're
you
so
press
lucky.
upgrade,
Yeah.
when it breaks, it happens like immediately, and then when
Yes.
it
Yes.
when it upgrades, there's a couple second delay. So when you
Yes.
know that
Yes.
there's a delay, you just know
You know
it's
it's
just gonna
going
happen.
on. Yeah, yeah, you're really lucky. So
Yeah.
we're going almost to the end of the interview. So how do
Mhm.
you balance now, because you said you're a musician? Do you do it
Mhm.
daytime, not time? So what's your allocation in terms of your day-to-day
Mhm.
day-to-day work? Like do you just trade, or you just let it sit there,
Mhm.
your shoes, and you perform daytime? Or how do you
Mhm.
manage your step and trading
Uh,
so far?
yeah, it's like I said, I am playing it like a game, so it's kind of like different day by day. Like some days I might mint, some days I might cash out for, I might sell it for Solana, some days I might keep it in GST. Um, yeah, it very much, I kind of am just playing it day by day. It's not, maybe I'll get to a point where I'm just cashing out USDC every day.
Mm-mm,
I don't think so. I think I'm going to continue to be collecting shoes. I don't see why not. Like when renting comes out, it's kind of a no-brainer to just own a ton of shoes.
mm-mm.
Um, and yeah, the main thing that I would want to pass on to you guys is you guys can do it too. I only started
Yep.
this like a month ago, and within
Mm-mm,
my first week, I got a rare sneaker, and
mm,
I know I'm very, very, very lucky.
mm-mm,
but just be like calculated about it. Don't go into it not expecting anything, and
Yep.
like for what it's worth, I'm passing my luck on to you guys.
Hopefully, I've been one of those who's been chasing, and I think we've started almost same time. I remember
Mm,
I'm just a month as well, and
mm,
still not getting that first uncommon one. But I will keep trying.
mm,
But I think that's a really
mm,
good tip that I didn't do. Like when you open it, do not expect much.
mm.
Just expect that you will have a shoes, and just
Yeah,
hope, but don't expect too much so that you don't
exactly.
get disappointed.
Exactly. That's what life is about, right? You just got to set an expectation, and if reality is at least above that expectation, then you're happy. So just keep your expectations low, and you'll always be happy.
Yeah. So
Simple as
do
that.
you have plans to have a level 30 shoes for the GMT earning in the near future? Are you planning for that as early as now, or
Yeah,
you will keep doing that GST
yeah.
earning? What do you think
Um,
about the GMT earning
mhm,
in the future?
mhm. So for my main shoe, because it has four efficiency gems, it kind of only makes sense for it to be primarily an efficiency
GST.
earner, GST earner. And maybe I have a, I don't know if you guys saw, but I have some points put in luck in there because actually there was another owner of a rare in the elite chat who I had no idea about this, but he told me that he noticed there was a drop off in GST earnings after around like 200 efficiency. So what he was telling me is that I actually shouldn't have put points into efficiency. I should have put all my points into luck and just used
Really?
gems to get to my to 200 plus
Okay.
efficiency. And I tend to agree with what he's saying. The only thing that holds me back from fully kind of prescribing to that way of thinking is when legendaries come out, I imagine they'll have like 2000 plus efficiency with gems.
Mm.
So it doesn't make sense for 2000 efficiency to make the same GST per minute
Yep.
as 200 efficiency. So the team has to do something about that,
Mm.
just as the game scales, and that's kind of where my head is at right now. So I'm kind of just continuing to pump efficiency, just putting enough luck where I can get level 3 mystery boxes, and that's it.
Okay, yeah. So be it. Yeah, that's what I like with this game because there's so many strategies that you can try, you can explore,
Mhm.
and you can hear from different players. So again, it depends on what point in time are now in the game. So just stick to it. And I'm glad that
Yeah,
this interview had happened because obviously we saw a different perspective, especially with high level game. And yes, thank you so much for your time. I
no
forgot to ask,
problem.
do you usually jog or walk or run or combination
Oh
in within
yeah.
like 1 hour
Uh-huh.
time?
I was actually gonna say I actually avoid runners like the plague. I don't if I can I'll try not to have any runners in my account. I think like if I'm giving somebody a shoe or something, I'll just unless they're literally like a 5K runner and that's their thing, I just try to avoid runners like the plague. So pretty much every single shoe in my account is a jogger. I told you the first two shoes I bought were
Yeah,
trainers. I
yeah,
realized that really wasn't necessary,
yes.
especially as you get into uncommons and rares,
Mm,
and especially once you realize trainers only have a 25% chance to mint another one.
mm,
It's kind of like it doesn't really make sense. But yeah, I primarily do like a slightly brisk walk. I
yep,
sit somewhere around 5.5 to 6.5
6.5.
kilometers an hour.
Yep.
That's my general range.
Mm,
If anybody's listening to this and they happen to be in the market for a walking or running shoe, I can highly recommend this brand called On Running, ON.
mm.
Some people in the Stepn Discord put me onto it, and these shoes have actually raised my walking speed like a solid 1.5 kilometer
Really?
just by
Wow.
changing my shoes. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
That's the brand. That's the brand. Let's
Yeah,
check it out,
yeah, yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Let's
On,
check it
on,
out.
on. Yeah,
All
it's
right.
incredible.
Thank you, Suti. It's been a
Mhm.
really good time and a lot of good points that you bring out with this interview. And I look forward to seeing you show us more of your luck. New, I don't know, you will be one of those first who will hit the legendary shoes in the future. Let us know. We will be happy to interview you again. And again, thank you so much for your time, for all the inputs, for all the insights, for all our followers in here. And any last words before we finish the show?
Yeah, no, I appreciate your time. Appreciate you having me on, Kikapi. And if anybody wants to find me or contact me, my crypto Twitter is Solana.
Hmm.
It should be pretty easy to spell. And my Discord is Zudi hashtag 9030.
Okay.
If you wanna reach out to me, chat about Stepn, ask for advice. I'm always down.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
We will also put that in the description box just in case for those who didn't get it. And again, thank you so much, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe. Let us know what you think about this interview. What did you learn? Will you try what he has done? Obviously, I will try, and will also check these shoes if I can afford it. And yes, thank you so much, guys. Until next time, let's go and walk.